To start, I wanted to read you a quote that could be kind of an umbrella for what we do today as we're working together. It says, "Gratitude unlocks the fullness of life. It turns what we have into enough and more. It turns denial into acceptance, chaos to order, confusion to clarity. It can turn a meal into a feast, a house into a home, a stranger into a friend. Gratitude makes sense of our past, brings peace for today, and creates a vision for tomorrow." It's by Melody Beatty. So I thought that was a nice thought about gratitude, and today we'll be doing some things that will help us to open up our hearts and just feel the feelings. We'll begin in the mountain pose today and start out with some deep breathing. So with your hands, lift on up, breathe in, lift up onto your toes, and then come back down and bring your arms down. And we're going to do 2 of these. And the next one we'll do some side bends. So bring your right arm up, drop your fingers of your other hand toward the mat, just kind of reach. And then we'll go the other way as you breathe in. And then reach that other hand toward the mat and come back. One more on this side. And the other side. And then bring both hands up again, up onto your toes as you inhale. And this time we're going to open our arms up and forward fold down. Just bring your fingertips toward the floor. Then bend your knees slightly as you come back up. Inhaling all the way up. And then again, we'll open up the arms, open up the heart area, forward fold, bending at the hips, and then letting the hands come down. The head follows. Bend your knees slightly as you come on up. And we'll go all the way up on our toes again. And we'll do 2 of those. We're just going to do 2 of everything and just create a little sequence here. Back and forth, just in a gentle flow, feeling all the stretching. And then bring that arm all the way down, sweep everything up again. And then we'll forward fold. Toes and open up again. I'm thinking about opening up the heart, opening up the feelings of gratitude. And we're going to do this sequence one more time. So all the way up once and then to the side. Each time you go, feel that stretch go a little farther. Up again, up onto your toes, and open up. Come on up again. Very good. Okay, let's change our stance here and widen out the legs. Here we're going to inhale up again and then bring the hands down, cactus arms, and then up. We're going to create another flow and then down. So 2 of those. And as we'll do another one so I can talk you through this. Tuck the hips forward, keep the shoulders back, so shoulders and hips are in a straight alignment. And again, we'll open our hands up and do a forward fold. This time stop halfway down and just look at the floor and feel the stretch in the back of your legs and the hamstrings. Bend your knees slightly as you come back up, hands up over your head. And then open up again with that forward fold. Halfway down. Hold it. And breathe. Bend your knees slightly, come back up. Put your hands behind your back here and pull your shoulders back. Keeping the shoulders and hips lined up. Okay, and then we're going to bend the legs again. Just a little different feeling there. Alright, so now up again, arms up. Cactus arms down 2 times. Good. All the way up. Open the arms into the forward fold, halfway lift. And bend the knees, come back up. Go again. And bring the heads down behind the back. Bend the knees. Keep the shoulders back. Try to keep everything upright. And you don't have to go very deep in the legs. If you have the urge to dump forward, then just bend your knees less so that you can keep everything straight up. Okay, let's repeat that again. All the way up. Forward fold. Take a breath here. Bend your knees as you come back up. And one more time. Thinking about things that you're grateful for. Breath, come on up. Hands behind the back. Good. Okay, let's turn one. Did we do that 3 times? I think we did. Turn your left foot toward the toe toward the short end of the mat. And we're going to bend down into a warrior 2 pose. Here, so arms are up. We have our knee over our ankle, not beyond, not over the toe. And if you want to work your back leg back just to get a little deeper stretch, you can, or you can stay wherever you're comfortable. Here we want our torso straight up from our hips, and so our shoulders are lined up. So we're not tilted in either direction, and your arms come up, palms to the floor. You're just engaging that leg and feeling it, working the muscle a little bit as you hold and as you breathe here. Open up the chest a little bit, the shoulders back. And then we're going to switch into warrior 1 by bringing your back arm, this one here, your right arm, and swinging it down and up, turning your hips forward a bit, but not all the way square. And you can have your hands in forward, any position. And again, you're bending the front leg just a bit. And we're breathing through this pose. relax those arms, bring them open up to warrior two again. Bring the hips forward, points forward. And then if you'd like to straighten that leg up and give it a break, feel free to do that. You can bring your arms down too and roll your shoulders out a bit. And then we're going to go back into the warrior two pose. And then we'll change into reverse warrior. So take your left arm, turn the palm up to the ceiling, and bring the arm up over the head. So we're creating a nice stretch through the waist here. And just breathe through it. Very good. Back to warrior two. Straighten the leg this time. And we're going to turn into a triangle pose. So our leg is straight, and we're bringing the other arm, the right arm back up over the head. Again, feeling a nice stretch here. Come on out. We're going to switch our feet so we can do the other side. So your right toe now is facing the short edge of the mat. Your left foot is facing the long edge. Okay, bring the arms out so they're level. You can check your arms and see, make sure your shoulders are back, and then bend into the warrior two pose. Check your knee. Is it over your ankle? Not over your toe. There you go. And your torso is straight up, shoulders over hips. We're breathing a few times here. Good. Taking your left arm, come on up over. Actually, I'm doing reverse, but that's okay. We'll get a good stretch this direction. If you want to drop your forearm onto your thigh, that's always an option. And then we'll come back up and reverse. Reverse warrior. Kind of doing things in different order here, but we'll get them all. Back to warrior two. We'll swing the left arm around, turn the hips as you do, up into our warrior one pose. If you want to look up at the ceiling to add some variation, have your arms wherever they're comfortable. You can look at the wall. And then we better open that up. Turn the palms down, straighten the leg. If you'd like to relax your arms for a moment, roll out the shoulders. Do that. Then we'll do our last pose here by bringing the left arm up and keeping the right leg straight and getting a stretch here, a little triangle stretch. And then come back on up. Turning both your feet towards the long edge of the mat. Putting some support with your hands behind your back here and pulling the shoulders back, opening up the chest. Bend forward again. And your hands are just helping you have an awareness of your back and where you're bending right now. Take a big breath. And then let's slide the hands around, down the legs. You could grab your block, or both blocks, put them out in front of you. And round the back, the lumbar spine up a little bit toward the ceiling, and then come back into neutral. And engage again, round. Supporting your weight with your hands. You can push into your feet into the mat and feel the stretch in your hamstrings. And go ahead and continue to move forward and back now. I'm going to go this direction and see just the forward and back motion. Try to keep your legs straight. Now if you want to bend one knee a little bit and push through the opposite hip here. Keep that back in a comfortable position. Keep breathing deeply. Try to keep your focus on the moment you're in and the gratitude that you have brought up. Okay, let's bend our knees and push our, actually before we bend our knees, turn your toes out the edge of your mat so you're 45-degree angle, and then bring your knees down, bend. If you want, you can sit on one of your blocks to help support you. And we're going to open up this upper leg area, groin area. And let's keep our hands forward a little bit. Just focusing on that opening, stretching, healing. And if you want, you can go lower, or you can just stay up in the air and use more of your leg muscles. It's completely up to you. I'm holding that for a moment. Another option, if you don't want to use the blocks, is to put your hands in prayer position and then use your elbows to open up the legs a little more. There's all kinds of choices here. Sit on the block and use the hand motion. Okay, let's bring the hands down to the mat and open up the legs and then come down to the knees. Get this out of the way. Let's go ahead and sit on the block. You might want to put 2 blocks there to keep yourself high. Or if you'd like, you can sit on a blanket. Okay, uncurl your toes. So we're flat, we're in a hero pose here. Sometimes you might want to put a blanket on the block, just whatever. It's your call. Okay? At this point we want to feel some engagement here with the legs, some stretching motion. If you're not feeling anything, just get rid of blocks a little bit. Lift and lengthen the spine, pulling the shoulders back so they're over your hips. Let's go ahead and lift our arms up just to help get the rib cage up. We can do, I'm going to turn one hand a little higher than the other and stretch. A little more. Bring it down. Bring your hands down, keeping those ribs up as we roll the shoulders back. Good. Now, maybe we've done enough with that pose for your legs. Give yourself a break. Let's come on to the floor. At this point, you can pull your blanket out and sit on it, keeping those hips up for comfort. Let's back here. Okay. So your feet are in easy pose. Just take note of which one is back and which one is forward, because we're going to reverse that in a moment. Okay, we're going to take your left hand, walk it out a little bit away from the side, and lift the other arm up. And then we'll go the other way. Kind of what we were doing at the beginning. Now walk your fingertips forward in front of you, keeping the shoulders up, the chin up, open up the neck, and just lean forward a bit. You want to use the blocks to help keep your belly up and everything up. And breathe through here. Ourselves back, blocks behind, and use them as a little counter pressure here as you lift up the chest and open up the heart area. Look up at the ceiling. Focus on opening everything up, pulling out of the baby. And tip your head all the way back, chin up to the ceiling. Breathe. Open heart, open mind. Okay, coming forward back to that neutral position, let's switch our feet the other way, and we'll do that little sequence again. So walk the left hand out a bit, and bring the right arm up, and breathe here, and go the other way. A stretch there. One more time. Grab those blocks. Come up down in front. Walk your hands out a bit. Lift the chin. Feel a nice stretch through the front body there. Wherever you're comfortable with the baby. And then we'll walk back, shift to the back. Open up the heart. Ready to receive. Straighten your arms, lift your head, open the chest. Breathe. Gratitude. Awesome. We'll come back up now. And we're going to switch into tabletop so we can do some hip rotations, circles. I'm going to leave my blanket here and kneel on it. Unfold it a little bit. Here we go. So knees are hip width apart, and we're going to put our hips over, back, hips over knees. You can actually put your knees farther apart too if it's more comfortable with the belly. Just get it wherever you want, but we'll start out out this way. Again, and you can use your blocks on the low, medium setting, I guess, here, and where it'll stretch the hips forward and back to begin with. Just a little, keep the back rounded as you're moving through that lumbar spine. Just focus on creating a little arc there as you come forward, stretching, whatever feels good to you. I suggest looking at the mat the whole time. Try not to use your abdominal muscles too much. Go as deep as you want and as forward as feels good. Then, let's start to get a little circle going with the hips. Just working them around, coming as forward as you want and as far back as you want. Just nice and slow. And then let's reverse that and go the other direction. Good time to get in touch with your thoughts about being in the moment. Any heartfelt feelings, appreciation, gratitude. To end this little phase, bring your knees in just a little bit, and then maybe right under your hips, and then just push into one side, bend your elbows a little bit, and then come up to the middle, and then press into the other side. So you really feel some hip stretching here. Just from side to side. Side. Probably feeling it in your arms a little bit now. So let's kickstand the toes down, walk the blocks back, and just straighten up. Feel a nice stretch from knees all the way up to the shoulders, and we'll circle the wrists. Squeeze those glutes a little bit. And then we'll come back down to the mat, seated, to end our time today. In your easy pose, whatever's comfortable. With your hands on your belly or your knees. In my case, take a breath in, close your eyes, and feel as if you're breathing right out of your heart. Breath goes in, breath goes out. Feeling appreciation for the time that you were able to spend today focusing on your mobility, and your breath, and your feelings of gratitude. Now I'll just invite you to bring your hands to your heart and rub your palms together. Some energy that you feel, and then just hold it at your heart for a moment as you seal in all of your thoughts and meditation of today's practice. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. Namaste.